Aimcat 1317, question number 7. Now it's a graph question which says which of the following graphs most accurately represents this. There are 4 options given. Now the first thing I'll do is substitute the given values of A and B. So when I do that, A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, so the equation becomes this, and of course C ka value is -3. So this is what y equal to f of x equal to, the equation becomes. Now the first thing I observe is, since mod of x is there in the denominator, x cannot take the value 0. Now the significance of x not taking the value 0 means there will not be any point of this function on y-axis. As simple as that. There will no point of this function on y-axis. In that sense, I'll be able to eliminate this as one of my answer and eliminate this as one of my answer, because there is a point on x-axis, on y-axis here, and there is a point on y-axis here. That is what the options are suggesting. These two graphs do not have any point on the y-axis. So I can eliminate this as one of the possibility, and I can eliminate this also as one of the possible answer. Then of course what the next thing what you observe is there is a symmetry, which is obvious. There is a symmetry in both the graph, in the sense this is symmetrical to this part of the graph is symmetrical to this, which is obvious because there is a mod x here. The difference between these two is for these values of between x and between these two values where the y coordinate is 0, this is negative, it's positive. But before we discuss that part, roughly we'll try to find out what are the values here, or what point the graph is intersecting the x-axis. A simple trial and error will tell me that for x equal to 1, and obviously for x equal to -1 also, if I substitute 1 plus 2 by 1 minus 3, y is becoming 0, and this also becomes 0. And again, by simple trial and error, you can check that for x equal to 2, and obviously for x equal to -2, I can just substitute 2 plus 2 by 2 minus 3, again y becomes 0, y also becomes 0, which means that this point is 1 comma something, 1 comma 0, this point is 2 comma 0, this point is -1 comma 0, this point is -2 comma 0. Similarly it goes here, maybe this point is 1 comma 0, 2 comma 0, -1 comma 0, and -2 comma 0. Now in order to select which option fits in, as I discussed previously, I said for these values for values of x between 1 and 2, either this y takes negative value or positive value, which I can check. So the next thing I will do is simple. I'll take a value between 1 and 2. For example, the best value I can think of is x equal to 1.5. And check what value of y it takes. For example, if I substitute 1.5 in this, what I get is 1.5 plus 2 by 1.5 minus 3, which is 1.5 plus approximately 1.3 minus 3, which is 2.8 minus 3, which is minus 0.2. The significance of minus is that for the value, I have taken a simple value here, for value 1.5, y ka value is negative, means what? I can reject this as my possible option and mark this as my possible answer.